So I'm just tuning in, guys, and we're gonna go start our conversation and time together in about 5 minutes. So get comfortable, share the link with someone if you think they'd like this conversation. We're talking about personal practice, we're talking about expanding consciousness, and today we're talking truly about how that doesn't have to be totally complicated. And it can be as simple as a car ride home, uh, letting out a sound. So I want to share with you a really amazing experience I just had coming home from dropping my son off. So start that in about 5 minutes. All right, just 2 minutes before start time, and I'm super excited to build some energy with you and share a really profound little story. And then we're going to go into some I just really want to show you some of the techniques that I use, and then afterwards be doing an alignment through sound, sound bath, sound healing, whatever you want to call it, and we'll end with that. So let's see, I've got 1 more minute till start time. What a beautiful day! It looks like someone's here. If you come on, just say hi in the comments when you get here. All right, got just 1 more minute, starting right at noon. That would be 11 o'clock Pacific time and 2 o'clock on Eastern time. Okay, it's noon. Happy noon, everybody, and wherever you are in the world, whatever time it is. So let's just build some energy together. I want to tell you a profound story, simple story, but profound story that happened to me today. But I want to build the energy. So for those of you that are going to come on, or for those of you watching the replay, build the energy. So one simple way, okay, is just take your hands, put them down, and imagine you're attracting a high vibration, the vibration of the room. And then when you get to your head, you just whoosh. And then I want you to expand it out to the four corners of the room. Just expand your energy out. Yes. And notice what you're thinking right now. And is it something that is elevating you and helping to sustain that high vibration? And if it's not, if that thought is not something that's elevating you, I want you to ask a few questions. One is this mine? Okay. Sometimes what we're thinking is kind of just a broadcast of frequency that we're getting from the neighborhood or the collective neighborhood, right? So just one, is it yours? And if it kind of lights up like yeah, it's mine, then you ask, what am I aware of here? Um, and what's required here to integrate or release it? Okay. And then you want to take the focus off that so that you can be really present here and put it right on a new thought, which is right here, right now, present. So, all right. So you're lifting the energy, you're expanding it out, you're working with the thought that's keeping you from the now moment, and you're taking your flashlight and you're getting here right now. All right, so now we're ready. So if you are coming on, please say hi in the comments. Just a hi, and just be great to have you, um, whoever comes on, just to say hi. All right, so I promised I would tell you this story. Now it's pretty simple, but I couldn't believe what happened. So I'm driving my son to school. I drop him off. Pretty useful. We got a little bit of traffic, but as I was coming back, I was like, you know what? This is a long drive. I really want to use this time efficiently. So I started to do a practice I call Anna. Hi there. Hello. So happy to see you again. I am so happy to see you. Thanks for being here. So this is a little story. Um, that happened to me on the way home from driving my son to school. I was like, I'm going to use my time efficiently. And I started to do this practice I call the 7 sounds of love. And it's a great practice to kind of just clear field, clear the chakras. And so I started toning. And it was so cool what started to happen. I really got into all the sounds, but it was basically the root chakra, the main root chakra sound that I was singing. That all of a sudden I just had this awareness to keep singing that one tone and to be patient with it and to just really sing that one tone. And it started to just expand me out into kind of universal connectedness. And it felt so good. And I was driving, I was being safe. It didn't like zone me out or anything. It just gave me this really grounded connectedness, and it was really profound. And what came to me was that it can be simple. Connecting in and expanding consciousness can be pretty simple, and that a lot of us, especially in this culture here, um, are making it really complicated and keep seeking out the next piece, the next shiny object, if you will, right? Like been a very ferocious, tenacious seeker myself. But what I got was that, yeah, you can find your place in the universe and your purpose from this one sound if you're patient enough and present enough. And we think we have to run to the next technique and the next teacher and the next and the next and the next and the next. And sometimes that helps us. That helps us stay connected, inspired and motivated, right? It helps us raise our vibration to the next teacher. Sometimes that's available, but Never underestimate the simplicity of staying with one practice, one simple practice with very patient tenacity. So, the sound that I was sounding out, the one sound that was really making me expand to this universal connectedness was O. Oh, oh. And singing it over and over through my 20-minute, half-hour drive just gave me this awareness of like, stay with it. And by the middle of the drive, that expansiveness, connecting in with everyone, every person, place, and thing, every consciousness, even my most expanded consciousness. It was really profound. Um, so what do you know about that, Anna? Like, what kind of practice do you use? And have you ever noticed that when you have a more complicated practice, like yoga and ritual or different things like that, that have lots of like little details to them, that have um, different like symbols and different, just a lot more complexity to them. Have you noticed that sometimes you just focus on one piece of it, and it's that one piece that makes you go, ooh, right? Now, I am a trained ritualist and I'm a trained Reiki master. I'm a trained yogi and yoga therapist. So I know all like the details of things. And sometimes through the years, I have to say, I've gotten a bit overwhelmed with trying to put all the pieces together. Okay. Yoga science is so vast, and it's remarkable. Let's see, I love it. Struggle with this myself. Yeah. So this is why I love vocal toning, because it is so simple. It's no mistake I'm here hearing your message. Awesome, Anna. So great to hear that. Um, Vocal toning is so simple, okay? When we think of all the pieces of ritual and yoga and all these different practices and different teachers and different things, it's just like, I love them. And sometimes I get overwhelmed. And what happens when we get overwhelmed? We stop. We stop doing it. And that is my fear with um, some of these practices, is that people stop and they stop using them. And right now, more than ever, we need to be stepping up our consciousness. We need to be shining our light no matter what. So if something's overwhelming to you, take one piece of it. Take just one piece that you're like, this is good. So if you can't remember the whole sun salutation, just do the down dog. If you can't remember all the symbols to Reiki, just remember the one, okay? Or if you like to do vocal toning, take Om and just practice it like it is your saving grace, okay? So let's not stop if we get overwhelmed. Let's not short circuit, okay? It's funny. Sometimes all these practices are used to expand consciousness, but really they're just expanding overwhelm. So I mainly practice meditation and Reiki. Wonderful, Anna. I'm just curious. What kind of meditation do you do? Is it just like a silent meditation where you just kind of, as the thoughts come through, put it in a bubble and let it float away? And with your Reiki, do you do your meditation with the five ideals? So I know that is a lovely, simple practice too. I love the Reiki ideals. Um, And I know when I used to meditate with Reiki, I just got attuned 2 Saturdays ago. I am now attuned to Reiki. Yay! Good for you, Anna. And so one of my favorite ways to meditate with Reiki is basically, call the Reiki in and then just name the five ideals and then just sit with what's there. and sit with the Reiki 3 energy. So wonderful. Congratulations, Anna. Um, I have a lot of experience with Holy Fire Reiki, and that was a wonderful path for me. So I feel you cute. Yeah. Awesome. So that was kind of my little profound moment. And these profound, I get overwhelmed. Right? Yeah, me too. I get overwhelmed pretty easily too. And I just came back from Belize from a big 50-year, my 50th birthday. And I went to Belize. My husband took me and came back. And I'm just kind of like, all I want to do is simplify. And my husband and I are looking at our house and we're just like, oh my gosh, there's so many things that we want to like let go of. And we're in the process of just moving out and letting go. And we even want to like think about eventually getting a smaller home. And yeah, it's easy right now to get overwhelmed. It's easy right now to overcomplicate things. There's a lot going on in the world, a lot of polarized thoughts. And it sometimes can be kind of a whirlwind to see where we are in that kind of tornado of polarity. So it's super important right now to simplify and sit still and find yourself within that collective. Okay. It's not going to be helpful to get swept away into one side of the polarity. So, what I want to say here is like, there's not sides. Let's not take sides here. People have points of view, and then people start to react and create a whole nother strong point of view. And then we have this teeter-totter of polarity. And really, there are not sides. There's not sides like in a war. There's no sides like in like chess or checkers, okay? What if there's no sides? What if there's only awareness? And as we simplify and get super present and super patient with our inner selves, with our source selves, we can feel into where we want to flow with what's happening in the collective. And when it's time to make a choice, when it's time to step back, when it's time to step into relationship and community with certain people, when it's time to pull out of that relationship with people. And so our awareness. So today's message really for me was to stay super simple, super clear and present and patient. The thing that came through this profound moment was that like we really, really don't offer ourselves patience. That the minute we feel like overwhelmed or we feel like I didn't get enough from this practice, we jump to the next thing. We jump to the next thing. And I remember when I first got attuned to Reiki, um, I remember seeing someone on YouTube uh, and I started to follow him and I started to get into his meditations. And I was like, wait a second, I just spent all this time getting attuned to Reiki and now I'm jumping to the next thing. And I remember that I had to be like, okay, we're going to pull back. We're going to let this person go here and we're going to really tune in to this Reiki for a few years. I think I really went full force 4 or 5 years into my Holy Fire Reiki experience and really gave it all of me and all of my presence and patience. Oh, Anna, you got some comments here. Yay. I use some chakra balancing music sometimes, and other times I just made, okay, awesome. Yay, good for you. Yeah, sometimes the music can really bring us in. I'm interested in learning more about Holy Fire. Yeah, Holy Fire Reiki is really uh, an amazing energy. I actually have a video on Holy Fire Reiki on my channel. So just kind of search the search bar on my channel, and you'll find Holy Fire Reiki video, and it'll explain all about it. Happy, but thank you so much. You know, turning 50 has been interesting. At first, I was kind of really dreading it. You know, before my birthday, I was kind of dreading the number 50, and I just didn't relate to it. And then having this big trip and being celebrated in such a beautiful way by my husband, I'm really just owning it now, and it feels like I've embodied it, and it feels really good. And whatever 50 is, right? It's different for all of us. And I just feel like it's a great time to step into sharing and expanding consciousness and really sharing my purpose on the world. So thank you so much, Anna. And yeah, go find that video on on my channel. It'll explain all about Holy Fire. Happy to answer any other questions you have. I'm going to put my email address in the chat here. If you have any other questions about Holy Fire Reiki, I'm happy to answer them for you. So it's just, all right, putting this in here. All right, so guys, so the piece that really was profound today that came through was just patience. Be super patient with what you're using. So pick one thing and see if you can use that and be really present with it, and don't shift into too many things at one time, and pick one thing. So as I was singing these 7 sounds, as I mentioned earlier, um, it my awareness took me to just that first sound. Okay, there was 7 sounds, 7 tones, and I just took the one and kept repeating it. And you'll have an awareness of what is like serving you the most. It'll just kind of light up. It'll be like, oh, let's go here. So as you do, say, like a whole sun salutation, all of a sudden, like just like one posture, just down dog, just doing it over and over. You're just feeling the lymph release, and you're just like, wow, the strength I'm in getting here is, like, so just notice if you can tune into the one thing and be super patient and diligent with it. I'm curious how your son responded to you using the O sound of healing. My daughter is 2, and anytime I do that in spiritual work, she loves it. Oh, cool. You know what? My kids are teenagers. So when mom is doing expanding consciousness work in the car, they don't like it too much. They've been through a lot with me. When they were younger, they were so fun. They would do like, we would lay each other down, and I had all these little crystals, and we would, put the crystals down, and we would do energy work, and I would receive from them, and they would receive from me. But now that they're teenagers, they really don't want to hear any of mom doing any of that stuff. So I did it when he was out of the car on the ride home. But they will let me do a few techniques on them. There's a process I've also been trained in called access bars, and my teens will let me do that on them. So that's good. And that really helps clear the energetics of thoughts, feelings, emotions, and trauma out of their field and out of their electromagnetic system in their body. So I'm glad that they let me do that. But yeah, they've been through a lot with me, with all mom's phases of expanding consciousness. And as teens, they're just like, ah. Actually, my older teen now is coming back and being like, hey, mom, can you show me how to ground? Or hey, mom, can you show me how to clear this? Or how to say that, just so it's kind of fun. But I'm sure your 2-year-old loves it. 2-year-old is a wonderful age to introduce them to Reiki and sounding and everything. They're just so open to it. So yay, what a good mama you are to share that with her. And so the seven sounds of love are the sounds that you use to just go up the chakra system. And I used it, I used it a lot with my voice clients, and I use it a lot in my personal practice. And I learned it from one of my teachers, Chloe Goodchild. And it's just a really profound practice. So I think what I'll do is I'll start doing that right now. I'm going to start doing the seven sounds of love, and then I'll do it a few times, and then we'll just end on the O, and then I'll go into just some alignment through sound. I understand. I feel like I'm constantly looking for the next thing. I guess I feel like I'm supposed to. I will check out your vibe video on it. Oh, awesome. Yeah. You know, the thing is when we're reaching for the next thing, um, there's nothing wrong with that. But I do want to say sometimes we're reaching before we give uh, the thing that we just got introduced to a chance. So that's why I backed off. When I got introduced to Holy Fire Reiki and got attuned, I really made myself have like a 5-year journey with it and feel the energy and feel the expansion with it. And then from there, life took off in different ways. But I have noticed in the past that I'll get a teaching and then I'll go to the next thing and I'll look up the next thing, and that's when we're like, we really have to only ourselves know if we're reaching for the next shiny object, or are we really expanding our consciousness to the next thing and we require the next thing. That's a really good question to ask. Is that one, am I just reaching for the next shiny object and being impatient and like frenetic? You know, am I like reaching because I'm not good enough? Am I reaching because I'm like, I need to get this, I need to get, or have we really sat with something for a while, felt the energy, and we're aware that we've expanded to the next thing? And so that's very different energy. You probably just feel it with how I'm explaining it. And so, yeah. All right. So let's go into some sound healing. I'm going to start with the seven sounds of love, and I'm going to do it in a way that's called the scale of consciousness. Okay. And so I'll do that. I'll run that a few times, and then I'll just sink into that one tone that I was mentioning in that story earlier, the O, okay? And whatever, if you want to be working on a certain topic today, if you want shift in a certain area, put it in the comments. If you're here right now, put it in the comments, and then I will set the intention to address that. Okay, here we go. Oops, sorry about that, guys. Sa re ga ma pa da ni sa, sa ni da pa ma ga re sa. Sa re ga ma pa da ni sa, sa ni da pa ma ga re sa, sa re ga ma pa da ni sa, sa ni da pa ma ga re sa. So So just start toning the O with me and see what you notice. If you notice something shift, let me know. Sound vibration from your own voice is like the quickest way to make a transformational shift in consciousness. So that is what my teacher, Chloe Goodchild, has said, and that is what I have experienced as well. So come on, open your voice. Let's sing back our power. Here we go. Oh, oh, Mm. So, this is the space. This is the space. As the tornado is happening in the world, this is the space that we make choice from. Not from the fear that has happening from the different polarities. Find yourself, find your consciousness, find your expanded consciousness in this very simple way. And here you are. Here you are. And from here, this is where we make choice and shift. And we're expanding consciousness as we take the time to do this. So thank you, Anna, for all your Q&A here with me. I so appreciate you here today. Thank you. And so much blessings on your new Reiki path. And for all of you watching the replay, blessings on your journey. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments during your replay. And I'll see you next Friday with another live stream.